All right, y'all, 2019 Challenger 392 SRT. This is pretty rare. It's a 6-speed manual. It was built by another shop. Leg maker intake. The work looks good. Catch can, thermostat. It's got stock plugs, a little breather port here. Customer brought it in for some concerns on drivability. It drives fine, but it just felt like it was missing up top. But he brought it back for us to kind of get a second set of eyes. I just did the baseline pull. The customer wanted to see what it would make on our dyno because it reads a lot lower. And then we're gonna go ahead and retune it. So we did notice there's some stock spark plugs on here. We're gonna change those out, go to lower temperature, 1 step colder plugs, and then retune it, make sure or see if we can pick up anything. And if we do pick up any power, I'll talk about why that happened, what we changed, and how we got there. So baseline numbers came in 372, 358. I think this car made something like 465 on a dyno jet. I have a loaded Mustang. This is why I wanted to baseline it to see where we're at. So the curve looks pretty good. I do see the dips where he's talking about. It just kind of falls off here. This should carry a little bit sharper, but it doesn't, but whatever. We'll try to fix that here in a bit. So let's get to work on it. We'll do some post pulls after, compare peak to peak, see where we picked up across the board, talk about why that happened, and go from there. That's all we did. Spark plugs in tune. Didn't change anything. For context, since we have tech authority, any car that comes in that we don't touch, we pull the caliber. We license the car with Mopar. We have all the subscriptions, so we use the VIN to pull the stock calibration from the server. From there, we flash it with this factory Mopar tool, and we have a clean slate. That way we don't have to deal with other people's mistakes, if they're hiding something, if they're working around something that we don't see, because that takes the time, which we have to pass on to the customer if it's not our fault, why it's taking us so long to tune. So in efforts of avoiding that, since that seems the biggest problem, the biggest culprit, we just flash every car to stock, start with the clean stock file, and base it out. All right, so if we look at the previous base here, we can see what we picked up. Previous peak was 371 horsepower, 358 foot-pounds of torque. The new peak is 489.95 horsepower, 460 foot-pounds of torque. So that's a gain of 118 at the wheels, 102.3 foot-pounds of torque. And now, while these gains may seem huge, we're gonna do a couple more pulls, see if we can clean it up. If we stay within this range, we know. So the biggest difference here is gonna be the graph is very linear. Before there was a lot of dips, a lot of curves, and then finally it carried and then just kind of laid over. Comparing with this first baseline, it comes up, carries over, crosses, and then moves over. As you can see, we're crossing right at 52. So this tells me it's true. The torque comes up. Obviously, this doesn't have MDS. We kind of worked around that in the tune, shut it off. But you can see the torque kind of carry, level out, and eventually plateau. That's what we want to see compared to something like this that kind of just falls off its face, and then the horsepower just kind of lays over. So we don't want to do that. We want to see that constant grind all the way up until red line, and then at 6,500, it tapers off. This is a good pull. So let's see. Let's look at the log, see if we can improve some of these dips here, some of these areas. And then if not, you know, we'll be strong with this number. So I'll keep you guys posted. right, next pull made 495, 468. We picked up 5-wheel, picked up 8 foot-pounds of torque. Normal driving, I'm looking for comfort, smooth shift engagements. Butter. Car drives straight, rose into power as I get on the gas. Man, this thing is so smooth. Before, this thing kind of felt like a dog. It felt like a 5.7 with Bolt-Ons, and this is a 392. So yeah, it feels 100 horsepower low. That matches exactly what it put down on the dyno stock, and now it just feels like a completely new car, which I'm super excited about. All right, we'll get the sweet spot here. High Outcast Industries. Okay, hit the launch button here. 28. Perfect, that's good. Nice. That's perfect. So we're gonna leave it there, 2800. Notice the first one bogged, the second one broke the tires. 2800 is a good sweet spot. We can repeat that over and over again. So now let's go for a drive. One thing about living in the country or having a shop in the country is we have these nice back roads. Some of them are private, so you get a little bit more leeway. There's no cars, you don't have to worry about it. So now we're going into track mode. This is going to be obviously the most aggressive setting. So obviously I'm not going to floor it around the corner, but on this straight shot here from about 3,500, let's say a 40 roll the customer's racing. Butter. This thing pulls really good. It's strong. As soon as you get that gas, it goes. So we're just gonna cruise around here, take some of these corners, make sure it's nice, make sure she cruises, comes out of the apex. It's pretty strong. You know, if he wants to go like on a canyon drive or something like that, he has all the potential to do that. So obviously I have a car in front of me. I'm not gonna reckless drive, but you guys get the idea. Coming in here, staying in there, traction management, roll out of it, full power. That's nice.